All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarasu and Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarasu and Seti YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all already know what it is. Black Power, Black Frequency. If you're feeling that frequency and energy, you should most definitely join. The link right down in the video description is in the chat. Click it, you'll get a video introduction rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see what you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Soon Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm. KingSeti.com online marketplace. Official General Sarah Soon Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something for your family. I know you're going to like it and love it. Get over there, check out the catalog, get you something nice, 25% off. Shop and save and shop. Pour the fire alarm, generalseti.com, Seti University. We talking about over 2,500 videos, all the subjects that you know and love from the general. You know that's fire. Making of the White Man, Too Raw for YouTube, Black Illuminati. That's right, Black Illuminati. Freemasonry exposed, Hip Hop Illuminati. We got it all for you. We got the false teachings of the Medu Netter. We got Olmec Voyages of the Nile. We got when Egypt ruled the earth. We got so many. That's right, sacred language and etymology decodification. We got all that, breaking these words down, identifying ourselves in language. And so we also got Black Power, economics, education, the Black Woman is God series, library. We got it all. And I want you over there today. Become a member. There's not another website on the planet that can compete. Everybody knows Seti popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never calm. Exclusive live stream. Too hot to handle on YouTube. We got the latest and the greatest, visually stunning presentations. You get a chance to see the general live, gloves off, the visual lecture format. That's what you want. That's what you gonna get. Get over there. Already 500 on the site waiting on you. Why hesitate to put your hands on some intellectual African gems and jewels like that? Get over there today, family. King Seti on Rumble, Black Power scholar that will not stumble or rumble. I just stumbled, but goddamn it, I'm back. I will not stumble or rumble. Fumble on Rumble. King Seti, get over there, subscribe today. You got. Make sure you donate, and all the family out there that donated, I thank you. I appreciate you for the being kind and generous. To any of the family out there would like to donate, the link right there on the screen. It's in the chat. It's in the video description. Click it, donate. Thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels. King Seti, General Seti, Sarasun Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share with your family and friends, and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. Now, here we go. We talking about Benjamin Banneker, design Washington, D.C. We talking about a black man. We talking about a black American that designed Washington, D.C. after ancient Egypt. You see, nobody want to talk about that. Now, you got a lot of you got a lot of websites out there that's trying to discredit Benjamin Banneker. They saying that black peoples is over embellishing the story. You see, and here it is, a Cro-Magnon Neanderthal that then lied about every damn story in his history's books. His religious books is a goddamn lie. Here he gonna talk about black people is over embellishing the story of Benjamin Banneker. You want to steal everything you can from black people. That's all you want to do. You don't want to give black people credit for nothing. And so this is where all these people all around the world, because they stunned at our greatness. They stunned at our success, and everywhere they turn around, we're doing, we are achieving success and accomplishments that blow the mind, blowing the mind, and they just don't want to give us credit for nothing, but we still got to tell the story. You see, you gonna learn today. No matter how you try to flee from it, you gonna learn today. And that just show you that our people came over here with high science. You see, they always want to say somebody, they were already building cities where goddamn they was up there in Europe living in damn huts. You see, they talk about that. When you talk about Songhai and you talking about the great empire of Songhai, it was the most advanced civilization of its time. It was greater than any nation in Europe at that time. You see, we talking about the 1600s along that line. Yeah, they already had vast, great systems of education all throughout Africa, from Egypt to Timbuktu. Vast system. They didn't have no universities in Europe like that. 99% of the European was still illiterate during the time of Songhai. The Europeans didn't even get a mass, we talking about mass literacy, Uh-oh. Hold on. Black family. I'm black. They say this Negro is up goddamn Sunday afternoon dropping all these hardcore black facts. We got to get this nigga up off of here. But I'm black. They can't hold me back because I'm black. You see? And so, yeah, so here it is that, Europeans didn't even get mass literacy into, damn near into the 1800s. And damn near into the 1900s. They didn't get mass literacy in the European world. It only, they only start beginning to get mass literacy. Oh, it's Saturday. Okay, it's Saturday. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Jew. We Shabbat. And so I'm gonna get on their ass tomorrow too. God damn it, get on their ass tomorrow too. I'm on African time. You feel me? I'm on African time, and so. Yeah, so they didn't even get mass literacy until after Gutenberg created the printing press. Yeah, yeah, they didn't even get mass literacy until the goddamn printing press. Gutenberg didn't create the printing press, a movable type where you can get mass literacy, where you could push them mass volumes out. Push mass volumes out. And so that was around mid 1700s. And so they didn't even get that motherfucker cranked up into damn near, because 99.9% of the European population was illiterate. So they couldn't press no books up. They had to teach them their ABCs and say A, B, A. Motherfucker had to stay on the first three letters for damn near 100 years. Look, A, look, motherfucker, I'm tired of you. B, C, you know how you dealing with a caveman. Look, it's an A, motherfucker. I'm not gonna keep. And so they had to start with just the alphabet. You can't go goddamn press up no damn books if they don't even got no damn understanding of alphabet. And then when you get the alphabet, then you begin. How you start, when you in school and shit, you start with the alphabet. Then when you master the alphabet, they give you little small words and shit. Mom. This motherfucker, you imagine a goddamn motherfucker 50 years old. Mom. You got to start. They ain't got no understanding of that. And this is real talk. I don't want motherfuckers to think, oh, Seti, no, this is real talk. They did not get mass literacy until after Gutenberg in the mid 1700s created the printing press of movable type. But even when he created it, 99.9% of the European world was still illiterate. Okay. And so, yeah, so you start A, B, C, and they couldn't even get to Z until damn near 50 years later. Look, motherfucker, this is a D. This is a D. You know what I'm saying? You had to stay with them. And you keep, and then you start with little words, and then you have to teach them grammar. Then you teach them definitions. You got to teach them what the words mean. You see, you start with small words, and then you teach them what the words mean, and then you had to. But I mean, imagine who was teaching them this. Imagine, because they didn't even have no grammar. I mean, no way of So who actually taught them? Grammar and how to construct sentences and shit and this, that, and the third. You already know. You already know when you go into Timbuktu, already, just close to a million scrolls in science and technology and literature and all these things, astronomy, already got a million scrolls. You see, and that's what the Moors took into Europe. You see, that's what the Moors took into Europe to establish the University of Salamanca in Spain and all of that. They used the University of Saint Corey at Timbuktu as the model for the university, and the universities in Egypt, and the universities in Egypt, and and all over Africa. And so they didn't know. So when they say they brought us over here, you have to understand they run through these, and I study where, them Almoravids and them Moors, the Almoravids sacked Ghana. I believe it was Ghana, and they destroyed Ghana, and they kidnapped all the scholars and took them to Morocco and shit and this, that, and so they show you that when a conqueror, come into a land, some of the first people that they get is those advanced minds in that nation that's gonna help them to advance, their own nation. That just makes sense. And so a lot of the Africans that were taken from Africa and brought to the Americas had high science. You see, had high science, these was the leaders. These were some of the most advanced in the society. And that's why when they got over here, it was, they talking about the white boy taught Benjamin Banneker astronomy and all this. They over here been looking at the damn stars coming up out of Timbuktu. That's all they had was manuscripts on astronomy. You understand what I'm saying? They already had telescopes. You see what I'm saying? They had all of them things before they even came over here. Now you gonna show them up, and you got the Dogon up there identifying stars behind stars that the Caucasian didn't even know was up there until he got a telescope. And now they say, well, goddamn, how did they see it? How did they see it? Because we've been studying astronomy for hundreds of thousands of years. Emerald energy. I don't know what you're trying to help me understand what you're trying to say, good brother. Help me out. What you saying? You saying that's a lie. Fool Moors is a nationality, and that everybody who's black and came from I don't know what you trying to say right there. Make that make sense. Don't get caught up into the Moor sign temple and none of that. I don't know what you're talking about. You see what I'm saying? Make that make sense. And I'm trying to work with you. You see what I'm saying? Help me out. What is you trying to say? Help me out. Expand on what you're trying to say. He gone. Huey got on him. Yeah, well, that's right, Huey. Take his ass on out of there. That nigga wasn't talking about shit. That nigga couldn't even complete the sentence. I'm trying to figure this shit out. Like, nigga, come on, man. You gonna make this shit clear. I'm tired of you niggas coming in here put half a sentence in there. Make this shit clear, man. But anyway, yeah, and so we talking about, yeah, where they took that into Europe and showed them what a university was. And so that was how they got their systems. You see what I'm saying? Of education. Now they want to say that whatever the white boy name was, I forget his name, Elliot or whatever his name was, taught Benjamin Banneker. You see, let me get in here. What was it? Let me see if I got that in there. They were talking about Benjamin Banneker. I had it in there. Here it go right here. Okay, and so this was in the 1730s that, he pulled that off. And it say right here, and it says that, you say Joseph Levi. They always give credit. A traveling salesman showed Banneker a pocket watch, something he had never seen before. Man, these people's been, goddamn it, motherfucker been telling time since it began. Since the beginning of time, black people been telling time. This motherfucker talking about, and goddamn it, they was using the obelisk and shit. The shadow of the obelisk was a clock. They had clocks from the beginning of time. I tell you, he became so fascinated over the watch that Levi gave it to him. He took the watch home and spent days taking it apart and putting it back together. In 1750, now let me tell you something. I can see some shit, and I can take that shit apart, and that shit gonna be fucked up. You see what I'm saying? I ain't trying to take shit apart right now. You know what I'm saying? I got a mixer. I ain't about to take shit apart and try to put it back together. I know some motherfucker, I'm gonna leave that motherfucker right together right now, because if I know I fuck around and take that motherfucker apart, it ain't gonna come back. It ain't gonna get back together. You got motherfucker gonna be over there in the corner somewhere, and motherfucker gonna have to go buy another one. You see, everybody can't do that. Most be, he say he took it apart and put it back together and shit, and just like the man has some skills in engineering. Let's say what it is. In 1973, using the watch as a model, Banneker produced the first wooden clock ever built in the United States. So the white boys knew the shit. And so this man, he obviously, knew engineering and knew, how to create these, clocks and built the first wooden clock ever in the United States. It was made entirely of wood, and each gear was carved by hand. His clock kept perfect time, striking every hour for more than 40 years. The perfection of it. If this the first time it's done and shit, you feel what I'm saying? It's going to be some trial and error. It's going to be some trial and error, and you're going to fuck up, and then you mean to tell me that man took the shit apart and put some shit together for the first time, ain't never had no school, and the man just gave him a goddamn watch, and then the man went and built clocks and shit and all this that could kept time for over goddamn 40 years? And motherfucker can get a watch right now, and that motherfucker stop on your ass in 2 days. You had to take that motherfucker back to the store and get your goddamn money back. Get you another one. Yeah. News of the clock created such a sensation that people came from all over to see it and the genius who made it. Benjamin Banneker during the Revolutionary War period. See, this meaning our people, see, motherfuckers talking about we was lazy and we was this, and motherfuckers was performing on a level unheard of from the very earliest periods. Knowledge is that you just can't up in it, especially if it's advanced knowledge. That takes time. It takes time for people to to even trial and error, man. The scientific thing is a scientific thing where you got to try, and then it's gonna be some failures, and then you move forward and be some more failures, and sooner or later you will reach perfection. You see, but it's through trial and error, and so ain't nobody gonna motherfucker just create unless the trial and error period has already passed and they're in an advanced state of being able to produce these type of great accomplishments. You feel what I'm saying? So he talking about Benjamin Banneker during the Revolutionary War period, George Ellicott, a neighbor, introduced Benjamin Banneker to the science of astronomy. I'm so sick of these motherfuckers, which he rapidly mastered. That, which means he already knew it. You see what I'm saying? Don't ain't no motherfucker. He rapidly doing every goddamn thing. You see what I'm saying? He's a genius. You feel me? He just rapidly doing his aptitude in mathematics and knowledge of astronomy enabled him to predict the solar eclipse that took place on April. So he was able to predict the solar eclipse. He doing all this shit off the cuff. He ain't goddamn no trial and motherfuckers out cold. This is Benjamin Banneker, y'all. Yeah, he and this man, all you had to do is show him one time, goddamn it, and he's off. He got a rocket ship going into outer space. And so, yeah, that took place on April 14th, 1789. Okay, and so in 1792, Benjamin Banneker began publishing an almanac that was widely read and became the main reference for farmers in the Mid-Atlantic states. It offered weather data, recipes, medical remedies, poems, and anti-slavery essays. This man is a multi-genius, man. He's a multi-genius. He almost like a modern Imhotep. This almanac was the first scientific book written by a Black American and was published annually for more than a decade. Okay, let me get down. I just want to read this one part. Benjamin Banneker's major reputation stemmed from his service as a surveyor on the six-man team, which helped design the blueprints for Washington, D.C. President Washington had appointed Banneker. Okay, you appointed a bad motherfucker. You ain't gonna just say niggas is in slavery and say, I'm gonna appoint you, making him the first Black presidential appointee in the United States. Banneker helped in selecting the sites for the U.S. Capitol building, the U.S. Treasury building, the White House, and other federal buildings. When the chairman of the civil engineering team, Major Elephant, abruptly resigned and returned to France with the plans, Banner's photogenic memory enabled him to reproduce them in their entirety. Washington, D.C., with its grand avenues and buildings, was completed and stands today as a monument to Banneker's genius. Yeah, because his people had already been doing this. Yeah, his people had already been doing this. And so that's what people have to understand. We come from greatness. From the very beginning, we were doing very amazing and astronomical things. And so I want our family to make sure y'all go deep into photogenic memory. Yeah, photogenic memory. Ancient Egypt. I already know. Yeah, we already been studying this. Let me think how we laid that my granddaddy told me how we laid that city out in Timbuktu and then over there in Egypt. And went right on in there. Goddamn, Elephant didn't know nothing about no goddamn. They've been over there thieving with Napoleon and everybody else. So, family, I want y'all to take some time to study. Say it was light work for Ben. Yeah, I honor Benjamin Banneker. I want to do some more studying, and you should too. I appreciate y'all being here today. This is General Cyrus said. He said, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.